ever fall in love with what you do. Have passion, but when you fall in love, then you don't think sensibly. Okay? If there's an opportunity, if someone is paying you 100 crores when the value may be 50 crores, take it. You can build another baby. This is something you've got to learn from the big guys. Fossil for me was my daughter. How I put it, I've got her married. Abhi to sasural mein koi vanda nahi, I'm still the mother. Okay? That's what is important.
All right. Manisha, since you've spoken a lot and you've told us a lot about how it built up and how it all happened, let us talk about certain things that you would have loved to do, let's say, differently. If you ever have to do this all over again, what will you do differently? एक बेटे की शादी हो गई, अगर फिर दूसरे की करनी है तो कैसे करोगे?
I cannot change what happened with the Fossil Group. I feel I learned a lot from the Fossil Group. The relationship that I have with Kenneth Cole Skagen is really great, but all my effort, passion and money, if I'd put on Aspen, Escape and looking for the third brand, maybe it may have been better. But my turnover would not have been the same. Today, Kenneth Cole and Skagen gave me volume. My relations with them, both the brands, today Aspen is made in the Fossil factories, it's made in the Guess factory. It's because people know that I am not competitive. I feel there's enough space for everyone to grow, and that's a relationship. Skagen even shared a lot of vendors with me. Yeah.
So then you're saying that networking is the number one work habit that anybody should inculcate, or do you have other habits that you want all of us to have?
Okay. Networking, of course. And by networking, I mean a peer group, a positive peer group. And one more thing I want to say. Women, help other women. We are critical. And when someone gives us something, we tend to put them down. And it has happened. I'm saying change your attitude. Women can build women. Okay? The change that I have, as I said, I am lots of thoughts. I tend to jump things around. I want too many things at a time. The first thing I decided was wake up. I plan my day. I have, at the beginning of the year, I can show you, I have a merchandising plan, a buying plan, my budget. I am a great planner. So I know, and I have a DSR, which is called a daily sale report. If you want, on my laptop, I can show you. It's a daily sale report, which area is doing what. So in the morning, at night, I review all my reports. In the morning, I review what I want to discuss, what is important for me, and immediately an SMS and emailer is sent out to the key team members within my company as to what I want to review with them, so that they are prepared. I am short-tempered. I can be rude sometimes and extremely rude because I am also a perfectionist and I'm so passionate I cannot accept something that doesn't go right.
Terrific. Which means you literally live your dream.
Yes.
Every living moment. Every breathing moment.
Every breathing moment. And on that I must tell you, I have brought my daughters and husbands to live the dream. I did not want them to be jealous of my dream taking away time from them. Today, they are partners in my dream. And that is extremely important.
Okay. Taking the same thing ahead, since you're so plugged into your area of work, is there a special knack that all of us should have to sniff out an opportunity? What tools can we use? What resources?
It starts right at the beginning is knowing yourself. Retrospection, introspection, all these are very important because women tend to disregard themselves. Start analyzing your strengths. There are no weaknesses. All your weaknesses can turn to positivity. There is a basic DNA which you can't change. So can't keep saying, "Arey, ye mere mein problem hai, ye main improve karungi." It's very difficult. You turn that into a positive. Okay? So first start believing in yourself. And then, whatever your strength is, you will see it out there and you know that's for you. For example, when I saw Fossil as a product, I knew that product was for me. When I saw a watch store in Hong Kong, I knew that I had to replicate it over here. So these are things that you sniff out and believe in.
Okay. You talked about a lot of marketing tools and promotion strategies that you used. Could you also elaborate on the focus groups and how you've used them and how much have you relied on them?
Okay. The focus groups, as I said, you have your daughter's friends. So we made a focus group of 10 of them. But before just doing a focus group, we made a set of questions. They never knew what we were talking about. We asked them random questions. What do you like to wear? How many of you wear watches? We spoke about fashion. What is important to you? What is the price point? So this was the planning that we did. Then we did a focus group with all the designers. In our jewelry company, we had designers that we asked them to bring their friends in. Then we had my business peer group. Then we had my child. So those are the focus groups. And then there's a planning. And you literally, I invited most of them to my club. So it's a beautiful club with, and so they had a good time. And we spoke about it with them. But this planning of exactly what you want, you need to put the questions that are mulling in your mind. This will give you, and what we did was we made an Excel sheet of all the answers. There were some thoughts that I had, and there were some thoughts. As per the focus group, product came out strongly. I must tell you I forgot to say, the failure in Aspen the first year. First 2 years were a disaster for Aspen because at that time everyone wanted to be an owner. I have a consultant, Mr. Nagarajan. Today I wouldn't, once you reach a stage, I have Mr. Nagarajan who has been a fabulous support for me. I call him the brakes to my accelerator. Without him, I may have gone towards disaster. I am the brakes to my husband's accelerator. So Nagarajan and my husband Sailesh insisted that we need to target Titan, being the largest market. We need to go towards a cheaper price. When you go towards a cheaper price, the product is not as good. You cannot get design. My nature, being the way it is, I like only beautiful things. I could not compromise. And they wanted to bring the largest range of watches, while I wanted to bring a smaller range and keep adding every month. So the first 1.5 years, we were actually getting rid of Aspen stocks. We brought in 200 watches for 200 counters. And those watches were not correct. So these are mistakes that we make.
All right. Since you spoke about Mr. Nagarajan, the next question is, what kind of business partnerships or associates you think that every entrepreneur should have? You've already spoken about a very strong legal backup.
Yeah.
What else do you think? And any do's and don'ts there?
Okay. Whether it's a partnership, whether it's a joint venture, whether it is an outsourcing consultant like I did. So it is extremely important to bring someone who has a diverse thought process from yours. You already are the leader of your thoughts. You know what you want to do. You don't want another person who thinks exactly like you. Then what you're doing is you're actually asking for assurance of your thought process. You're wasting your money, you're wasting someone's energy. And then two of you thinking the same way, you'd have an ego clash. Always try and go in with someone who balances your shortcomings. So it's like a wingman for your shortcomings that you're getting. So when you're doing a partnership, ensure that your vision matches with their vision. Your business plan matches with the business plan. The cash required matches so that there is no disaster in the future. That is extremely important.
And if there are partnerships, do you say that delegation should be proper, or how?
Absolutely. In every partnership, you got to decide. As I said, the perfect partnership is my husband and myself. Okay. We are a private limited company, but in the jewelry industry, I helped him with. I'm good. So all the exhibitions, I used to man the counter. I was very good at bringing in international business in because I just ramble on and talk and I can get a customer in. He is not that resilient. He is a fabulous marketing person. I mean, today what I am is thanks to him. He is great at that, but merchandising, he doesn't have patience. So that's how we balanced ourselves. So in the jewelry industry, I go in just to help in the international exhibitions. In my distribution, Aspen and Kenneth Cole, he comes in only when I require him because I already have my strengths. So when in the retail industry, operations is something that he is super at looking at the right store, right position. I don't like nitty-gritties. I am overall
The big picture person.
big picture person. And so I'm sorry, I'm having fun. I'm telling you, throughout my life, I've had fun. Okay, I worked hard, but I've had fun. So luckily, I have a partner who loves doing all those things, and he's perfect at that. And I manage the finances because if I gave him the right, he would have started 200 stores by now. And the brand Escape, he's been pulling my ear that I need to roll out faster, but I won't do it till I refuse to put my house up again.
Okay, when we talk about scaling up, we also talk about a lot of delegation. And delegation further leads to, I think, a lot of trust issues. How do you trust somebody who has just walked in? How, like you said,
Yeah.
succession
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all that. So,
Yeah.
how do you deal with trust issues?
Trust issues are going to come. Again, women are very, very lucky. We have a gut instinct. When someone comes in, there is something you believe in it. But women don't give up very easily, which I say is a negative. My husband will hand over the reins much faster than I will. But you need to do that. For expansion, for your thinking. We would have not bought the Swiss brand. The whole thing is because I was not into my day-to-day affairs, I could do it. The trust issue did come up. The sales have actually dropped. But that doesn't matter. I know in the long run, I brought in a Swiss brand because I let myself free. And you slowly and steadily train them. You have to trust a person because you're not sure the next person. You know, one thing we always say, I must tell you, this employee is just not doing. I am so frustrated with him. Trust me, the next guy is going to be worse. Learn to accept what the person who's working. Yeah, you got to understand. If he's useless, it's different. If he's slow, you work your way around it. I have learned that changes also help, but learn to balance that out. Get the frustration out of your life. Try to work out around that.
Okay. Is this how you keep your team together?
I do. I constantly have, and including, they put it up. We have once a year, we put down the SWOT analysis of each person. And the first thing I do is, and I openly say, put all my negative points. Put all my positive points. What do you like? And that's how I've learned things about myself. There are a lot of negative points that you don't realize about yourself. I tend to, kitch, something. I want it then and then. They said, you're like, hovering over us. But they realize, because if I have to give something to a duty-free, or I am selling Kenneth Cole watches to the Reliance brands at the Kenneth Cole boutique, if the guy wants it today, I'll make sure it's there yesterday. My team will decide maybe tomorrow is okay.
Okay. Through this entire discussion, there is something that we've learned is that the biggest professional influence in your life has been your husband. Was there anybody else who played a part?
I'll never forget my 2 daughters. My 2 daughters are my mentors. They are adults. They tease me that, Mom, you're the kid that never grew up. I laugh more than them. We watch movies together, and I fall off the bed laughing. I cry when I laugh. I cry when I read a book. I have actually, along with them, run down when they were kids and locked doors and rang the doorbells. I brought a garden snake, as I said. So mischief is something that's inherent because I love life. And they have to constantly moderate me when when I'm with my in-laws and all. Mom, it's okay to be free with everyone else, but somehow, and they are adults. And my social media, my iPhone, all these things I've learned. As I said, this is something at my age, it doesn't come naturally. And I was so busy building my brand, I never gave time to myself.
Okay. All right. We saw your resume, and there were so many things that you did, along the way. How come you picked up only this particular business and not your health food business?
Oh.
Let me tell you this. She had also started a health food chain, which was appreciated. It was a diet food chain, and it was appreciated by none other than Rashmi Uday Singh. Rashmi Uday Singh is the nutritionist who writes for Times of India et al. And उन्होंने वो भी शुरू करा था, लेकिन वो सब क्यों नहीं करा, and why this?
Okay, as I said, I have this energy in me. So when I was at home with my children, I wanted to give my time to them. And I had got thyroid. I had gained like 22 kgs. So I went out to do yoga. Iyengar Yoga with Jahangir Palkhiwala. And what we all decided was we'll take some meals, innovative ways of healthy food. Maybe my experience, and I used to cook a lot in the United States, I took dahi bala, not fried, made out of idlis. I started making milk from peanuts for people. I took that. Then I did bhara hua sabzi, the bengan aloo, with sprouts and a lot of coconut and peanuts. I believe coconut peanuts are good for the body. Your body needs natural oils. I made khao sui and tacos. Within that yoga group, they all loved it so much. They said, Manisha, start sending us health food tiffins. I started the health food tiffin. I would have loved to do it. I did it for 6 months. I had Shapurji Palanji's family ordering it. I had Kotak Mahindra's sister ordering it. I had a lot of people in factories in Seeps. I was sending out 50 tiffins a day. In the beginning, when I was doing a few tiffins, time was not a problem. I started doing it after my, once everything was settled. As the numbers grew, I hired a cook. I had people, a lot of people in the house. And I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. The noise of the tiffins got to my husband, and my mother-in-law said, so when Rashmi Uday Singh wrote the article and she asked me to go on television, my mother-in-law came and said, I have given you freedom to everything, but don't tell me I'm a dabawali saas. But I wasn't shy of doing that. The only reason was, I think